Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently planning to do some additional combat, and we need to decide when that's going to happen. We're pretty much in position for fighting the Mughals, and I definitely think that fighting the Mughals is what's going to happen, because we're currently working on our fleet up here, and that's going to take a while. So that's okay. I do want to bank manpower for a little bit before we do that. Revolutionary Scandinavia, huh? Okay. Well, the revolution hasn't hit us, so that's good. We do want to hop over to our technology over here and double check. Yeah, industrialization has not spawned yet. It is 1757 right now. So that's definitely interesting. That said, we only have enough manpower on hand to replace one army right now. And I feel like that's not really enough to get away with fighting the Mughals. Hang on a moment. Oh, that's in Highveld. Right. Revolutionary Württemberg. Okay, sure. They can do that. That's fine. Not too much going on over here. Great Temple, just double checking. Counting houses. Yep, nothing really to be built at this moment. Checking on our nobility loyalty. It's a little on the low side, so we'll let that come on up. That's fine. We have, of course, finished everything over here except monopolize East Africa. Yeah, we're not really focusing too much on the highest valued trade node in the world. That's not a thing that we're really going after because we don't need to. Our cash income is already ridiculous. Like, it's completely and totally irrelevant. We are over our land force limit, but that doesn't matter. We're making so much money, we don't care. So that's fine. I did want to check in on the status of the states, double check that we had all of those good to go. Ah, Lower Nubia. Fantastic. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I would like to core the provinces, but apparently we already have, so that's a thing. Okay, spend 100 government progress to reduce its governing cost by 20. Yeah, I don't know that that's good, though. Well, it does become good once this button here costs more than 20. That's when that becomes good. Okay. We'll just continue expanding this for now. No big deal there. And that'll be fine. We did additional conversions. And we're just going to continue banking manpower for right now. I do want to fight the Mughals. Their war is over. We do have 2 Miltechs on them. Their manpower reserves are lower than ours. Take the prestige there. Okay, so if their manpower reserves are lower than ours, are they 2 or 3 Miltechs down? They're 3 Miltechs down. Okay. Their soldier count is half of ours. Now we're going to have a few soldiers over here not participating in this war. But all of these guys will be. Fascinating. I'm leaning towards declaring this. The question is, will they have access through Ottomans? We'll find out. I want to do it. I want to declare war, and we will do a imperialism CB, I think, to have the less aggressive expansion. Mughals would join. We don't want to co-belligerent them. We just want to do this. Now, we should easily defeat the Mughals here. We should have more manpower gains than they have, although I'm not sure by how much. They are, after all, pretty large. But we're going to want to start cutting into the Mughals, and we're going to want to fully annex Hormuz here. So let's go ahead and do this, I think. So we'll declare the war, and we're going to need to roll up a couple more leaders. So that's a crappy leader. That's a decent leader. We'll put this guy in here, like so. These guys will come on over here. We'll have a few ready to hold here, although we don't need it, because we can take the Straits of Hormuz just like that. So that'll be fine. These guys will immediately head on in. And these can move up, like so. These guys can also make their way in. Excellent. Kind of like that. Okay. Now, the question becomes, do we have access through the Ottomans? Currently, no. That may change. We would like to not have access through the Ottomans. This would be ideal for us, forcing them to fight here where we can choose when to fight. That would be the best way to handle this right now. So we're going to fight this over here. This will be no problem at all. These guys are Miltech 27, so they're ahead of the Mughals, but we still stack wiped them. No problem whatsoever. Beautiful. We've already got a wall breach. We're at 57% here. That's insane. We have already fully occupied Hormuz. So that's the thing. Okay, so now the question becomes Mughals. Do we have access through Ottomans yet? No. We should assume that that will remain the case for now, but we have to plan that that may not remain the case forever. We're going to roll up another general. We're going to send him over here, and we're just going to have a bunch of troops behind, ready to follow up. We don't know where the Mughal forces are. We see some of them here, but we don't know overall where they are. We do know they're going to be focused exclusively on us. So that is good to know. The Mughals are at 52k right now, and that's fine. We're going to leave a couple of forces up here in case the Ottomans get access, or rather grant access. The rest of these forces we're going to aim to move into Mughal territory, but that's going to be a multi-step process. So we'll prepare for that. We'll need to take this location first. That is top priority, followed by beginning to fan out here. So we'll do something like that, and then these guys will move up there, and then we'll just start filing in. And we just have a long line of troops back here that are ready to be moved in. They're going to fight us here, and we do actually expect that the Mughals lose this. That's 40 heavy ships. Hold on. That's a lot of heavy ships. Okay. That's a whole lot of heavy ships. Perhaps too many heavy ships. They are not winning this in the slightest. We got reinforcements from our ally. That's beautiful. Revolutionary Magdeburg. Okay, cool. We really don't care. So the Mughals have taken this territory. However, we can safely, or not, they haven't taken this. They're losing this battle. We can safely hop over and repair and give them this once this battle is over. That's fine. We have a rebel uprising, Ashtanti separatists. That's okay as well. We're going to start pushing up over this way, like so. And we're just going to move these guys on in. Like that. Excellent. Our people have suffered enough. It's true. Okay, so we won that, and we are immediately going to head into port and get some repairs done. Cool. We can always put our trust in Enkai. Fantastic. Okay, so at this point, we're going to need to start dividing our forces a little bit, but I don't want to do that yet. I want to know where the main Mughal force is going to be. So we're going to keep moving forces in over here. These guys for now can come down over to here. And we're just going to continue playing this kind of leapfrog game for the time being. These guys are, of course, up here. And there we go. Cool. We don't know where the main Mughal forces are, and that is a problem for us for sure. We do have ticking war score on our side, but we've not really fought the Mughals just yet. So that is a bit concerning. If the Mughals were to bring in all of their forces, problems would certainly ensue. These guys are heading over this way. That's fine. We'll have them head up over here. And then kind of like that. And then we can leapfrog our way up a little bit. Excellent. These guys can make their way on in over here. These guys are already heading in. Beautiful. So something kind of like that. All of our armies can just slowly trickle on forward. Of course, our primary design here is to ensure that we're taking as little attrition as possible so that we are still banking manpower. That's the primary goal. And we want this to be a solid line right now of armies. We're not looking to knock the Mughals out of the war quickly. We are instead looking to do this not necessarily efficiently, but safely. We don't yet know where the primary Mughal forces are, and that is a concern, for sure. We'll continue our troops moving forward. These guys can head over here. That'll be fine. They're heading there. They're heading there. Okay, sounds good to me. So we've got ourselves a solid little beachhead over here. We are going to continue to move forces onto this beachhead for a while yet. These guys will continue to move on forward because we need our forces up here as soon as possible, not these guys. Okay, something like that. Do we have access through the Ottomans? No, and I'm guessing we're not going to. That's good. Now note how every single one of our armies here has support from at least 2 other armies. At least once these guys arrive in Bam. That is the goal here right now. That's why we're not advancing over here just yet. Okay, the Ashtanti separatists have risen up. This is deeply unsurprising. We'll deal with them immediately. No problem. Okay, these guys are safe to advance. And so we shall. We're waiting on some additional reserve forces over here for the time being. I don't want to lose the stability right now. These guys are now safe to advance as long as they have reinforcements over here. Which will be fine. Cool. Only 37 in Bam? That's unfortunate. We're going to move over to here. And we're also going to advance up this way. We do need additional troops up here because this front is widening. So we'll actually move these guys up over here. And yep, that battle was expected to be a win. We can convert this province. I just want to make doubly sure that we currently have our cult. Yes, we do. Excellent. Double checking that the Ottomans have not been granted access, and they have not. That's perfect. Okay. Where are those Mughal forces at? I feel like they should be here. Their manpower is currently above ours, so they're not taking heavy attrition in their home territory. That's not surprising. We're taking a little bit here. You can see that we are like 1 above some of these locations. But it's not just crushing attrition. So that's good. We're going to head up here. We need a reserve army over on this side. And this army is, of course, heading to there and this one to there. Okay, good. We need these armies to continue to advance, and we're going to bring them up over this way for now. Bam is kind of an awkward location for them to be, so they can't be there currently. But we need additional reserve armies up here. And we're going to continue playing like this until we see where the Mughal armies are. For now, we need to be fairly safe and just be taking small amounts of war score here and there. 5 prestige, we'll take that. We can get 3 of it. Excellent. And we're going to send these guys out over here, and we'll fight this force. We do see a Mughal force up here. Good. We want more of this. We want to see more of where the Mughals are. This force is a little overextended at this time. We're going to move it into Farah. We'll begin a siege over here. We can't actually enter there, but these guys can come over here, and then these can come up this way and reinforce this area. Sounds good. Okay. We can push up to here. We just lost 5 additional prestige. Oof. Okay. We lost this naval battle. It's not the end of the world. We've been kind of neglecting our navy, as we tend to do. We've been building our navy up here, though, so that's something anyway. We'll just get these repaired, and this won't be too bad. Eventually, the Mughals will run out of territory over here. Actually, they don't have that much coastline. We've nearly taken their entire coastline. Fascinating. So we want to swing up this way and get this line shortened. So we're not too interested in going too much further than Herat over here. We're going to continue to push up over this direction to Isfahan, and we definitely want to make sure that we have additional reinforcements out over this way. But for now, we're going to look to take this area quite quickly. So we'll move up like that. We would love to have this line be shortened to be here rather than, you know, like here. That would be far worse for us. And our sieges are going well, so that's perfect. We did get a conversion there. We'll continue another one. Okay, these guys can move forward. Excellent. These guys can move directly into the fort. We're still lacking in some Mughal armies here. These guys aren't moving at all. We're going to move them up here. And I think we'll send these guys out over this direction to reinforce this flank. This flank is looking a little weak to me. In fact, a lot weak. Okay, we see Mughal forces up on this side. That is good. We're very happy to see that. This is less good, but it's okay. We're going to finish up... Well, we're actually going to be blocked by this fort for a while. That's okay. So these guys are going to push up and try to cut off this portion. And this is okay. So yeah, we want to cut off all of this over here. Build ourselves a bit of a wall of Zimbabweans over here that they can't get past. That's exactly what we've got going on here. So that's perfect. Then we're going to move up this way, and we don't have military access through Ottomans, and yeah, they're pincered up here. Fantastic. So any of their troops that are up here are going to be in an increasingly shrinking area. That is exactly what we want, and these guys, we're going to send them up over here. We're going to keep our line over here. And you're moving like that. That's okay. That is acceptable. We'll move here. This fort fell. We don't want to advance beyond this fort at this moment. Similarly, we don't want to advance over on this side. That'll be fine. Lose 25 admin power or local unrest? We'll take the local unrest. Thanks. We won the Siege of Kalat, of course, and that is fantastic. These guys are going to move up to Golistan. And these guys are going to move up to, like, Merv, and that's where they're going to make their stand. These guys can move... Actually, I want them to stay over here to reinforce this area. They're going to be a bit of a reserve army. This fort is slowing us down for sure. We do have an idea that we can grab. We're not actually interested in that. We would like to grab Admin Tech 28 instead. Okay. So far, we've barely seen any resistance. We do have a breach over here. That's huge. These guys are going to continue pushing on up. We're not going to push beyond Gore, I don't think, here. Yeah, pushing beyond Gore would enlarge our line, and I don't want to do that at this moment. We can, however, push over to Bela. That'll be just fine. That'll actually shrink our line. Well, actually, that'll hold the line. We are sieging over here with our allies. That's fine. We're not really concerned with what our allies are doing. Okay, these are just going to continue grabbing this back line. How are the Mughals doing in manpower? Okay, their manpower is rising rapidly, so they're not taking much attrition right now. That's fine. Revolutionary Spain has rivaled us. It's not shocking. And we're just going to push up over this direction, like so. Excellent. I would love to stack wipe this unit. I'm not sure how possible that is right now. Actually, we do catch them here. And we're coming up with reinforcements. We do have mill tech on them. I want to see... Wow, 7.3 to 5.8, 3.3 to 3.2, 111 to 109. We just straight up win. We don't need reinforcements. We have a better leader as well. Cool. That is fantastic. Once again, we're freezing on this line. We're not making any further pushes. Although this army can be moved up. Cool. So that's a big loss for the Mughals. And we're just continuing to siege. This is just fine. Now, we can't push past this fort just yet. But we will be able to very soon. And we can continue to push our way up this direction. In fact, I'd kind of like to go all the way to Tabriz. And then we'll move these guys up in a line and get that siege started. Benghazi? How rude. How rude indeed. We're going to have to go deal with that, but that's going to take a while to get there. That's okay. I do want to check our construction queue here. The construction queue actually makes me want to fight this with mercs instead. It's currently 6 October. And we would have to change the order of the queue here. Which we kind of can't. That's not a thing you can do in Europa. Unfortunate. We'll have to recruit them, like, back over here. Which means that there's no way we get here in time to stop this from interrupting our queue. Sad. We're going to move these over. And for now, that'll be fine. So we're pushing our way up here. This siege will be done shortly. And we're just stopping over here, of course. These guys can go to Bajnord. We're 28% war score, and we haven't seen significant resistance from the Mughals yet. Which is surprising to me. You guys are supposed to be here. There you go. The question is, why have we not seen significant resistance? We finally won this siege. That's excellent. That means that we can push our way up this way very, very quickly. And that's exactly what we'll do. Just double checking that we don't have access with the Ottomans, and we do not. There's the Mughal resistance. That right there is over 100k of their troops. So that's like 20% of their army. These are not transports. Okay. If they decide to fight us over here, with this force, it should be sufficient. But if they have more behind this, which they very well might, we'll see. But it looks like they're coming over here to de-siege, and that I'm okay with. We know there's a Mughal force up here. And we are freeing up a lot of troops up here very shortly. Land movement blocked by hostile fort. Okay. Excellent. So we're going to fight these guys. We should just straight up win. There's a lot of troops over here, and we're going to need to reinforce this for sure. But we're going to have this freed up very, very soon. We need to get these guys out of here. And I'm going to get this force immediately walking this way. This force also immediately walking this way. And these two Although we're not going to move them quite all the way down. We're not sure exactly where they're going to go over here, but we need to buy a little time for our troops to reinforce over there. We don't expect this to stack wipe. Ah, it's 1760. Wait, did that spawn in our territory? Here's the Industrial Revolution. Where did that spawn? Chester. Okay, so it didn't spawn in ours. That's okay. So you can see here, it's spreading basically everywhere in our territory. That's wonderful. We're glad to see that. But it's going to spread faster when we're at peace, so we need to finish up this war. Okay, so we finished that battle. That's great. These guys are going to get kicked out of here. We're going to grab this over here. These guys, they're going to be moved down over this way. Now, we see the Mughals making their way up this direction. If we have to, we'll fall back. And honestly, I think that that's a good idea right now. We're going to fall back slightly, and we're going to take this line. This is desert and desert, which isn't really mountains and desert. But they're going to fight us here anyway, rather than fighting us here, so I think that's okay. We are moving our troops on over. These guys are going to start heading over as well. Okay, we got that capped. These guys will start heading over. And you can see large amounts of Mughals over here. If we have to yield more territory, we will. That's fine. All we need right now is time to get this over because we've already gotten like half of the Mughal territory. This is completely fine. We're freeing up our western side here, and our western front is basically over at this point. So that is fantastic. These guys are already heading over, and we're checking in over here real quick. We're going to buy just that little bit of extra time, have these guys pull back to Bam, and these guys pull back to Jask. This will be our line. If they come up here, this is fine. We're stronger up here. And yeah, that's okay. They can come down to like here. Cool. So we're just backing off over here a little bit to allow our Western Front soldiers time to head on over. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And in the next episode, we are going to fight the Mughal army. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time. I didn't tell these guys to stop moving, did I? I'm dumb. Get back here, gentlemen. Okay, there we go. Now I'll see you all next time.